Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I only just wrote the title and I've forgotten it already. Wednesday Wisdom, the wisdom of Wednesday. Good morning, Sandra. Happy Wednesday to you. Happy July 19th. Very unique day today. Very, very unique day today. You might not know why. Which I will share with you why today is extremely unique. But if you're joining me this morning or whatever time of day you're listening to this, because I'm recording this, we're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and also I'm going to take this recording and put it on my podcast. It starts with you. So if you're listening on the podcast, thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, and share. And you can always comment on my socials. I can share the comments on screens on the screen. So yeah, this is where we're at today. I will be really honest. My energy is not super amazing this morning. It's probably because I haven't had a huge amount of sleep 2 days running. Last night was definitely better than the night before, but not as good as it should be. And of course, when we don't sleep well, we don't do well. Focusing is harder, concentration, we get irritable, we get stressed a lot easier. To see then I had all this tension in my shoulders and just relax my shoulders down. Morning, Keely. How are you? Happy Wednesday to you. So yeah, my energy is probably just because I haven't slept well. So how is your energy this morning? How are you feeling? Or whatever time of day you're listening to this, how are you doing? Have you done that check-in with yourself? So I checked in with myself, and the overriding word for me today is frustration. I feel very frustrated right now. That's how I woke up. I literally woke up in that state. I have no idea why. I didn't go to bed frustrated. I meditated, did a beautiful meditation before I went to bed. And I've woke up feeling very frustrated. And this shit happens, right? And this is probably like the wisdom of Wednesday for you, is that, sometimes we don't understand ourselves. Sometimes we don't understand why the brain's doing what it's doing. You might not understand why I decided to put this bandana on my head this morning. It's because I've had my hair cut and I don't like it. And so it's like, and I love bandanas, by the way, so that's always a good reason to wear a bandana. Plus I fucking want to wear it anyway. Like, sometimes we get frustrated with ourselves, don't understand. And I guess this morning I felt a little bit like that. Have you ever felt like that? What do you do when you feel like that? Here's some wisdom for you. The first thing you have to do is just acknowledge it's how you're feeling. Like, it is what it is. There's no point trying to fight it. I'm not frustrated when you are frustrated. I'm not angry when you are angry, right? Just accept it, acknowledge it. You might not know how to move through it or past it, but once you create that acknowledgement of it, it definitely helps. Like, I've created the knowledge or the awareness that this is how I'm feeling today, and I'm sharing that with you. So that is already putting some spotlight on it, which will, it kind of, once you put a spotlight on these things, you notice they're there. So then really you already start to do something about it subconsciously. It's when we don't that things get a little bit tricky. So how are you feeling? That's the first thing you should be doing every day. You might not know how to course correct, you might not know how to change it, but have an honest conversation with yourself and put it in your journal if you've got one, or whatever, or come and share it on a live like me. Oh dear, it's always another thing you can do with it. And talking about like our wellness, and this is part of our wellness, right? Wellness is such a bandied about word these days. Everyone talks about wellness, but your well-being is massively important. And if you don't take care of it, I'm pretty damn sure no one else is going to take as good a care of it as you could. So, this is part of your wellness, and you being the best that you can be when you go into that job. To, this morning when you cross that threshold, what version of you is going to rock up? Well, you can improve that version of you that rocks up in the office across, the factory floor or wherever you're heading. Maybe you're just heading to me, like downstairs to sit at the desk. But what version of you is going to show up? And to give yourself the best potential and possibility, then you have to do some of this wellness shit. It's the only way. It is literally the only way. Because otherwise you're relying on outside forces, outside influences in terms of other people, places and things, your boss maybe or whatever, and then it's out of your control. But this is in your control. This is where your focus should always lie. It always astounds me, and this is probably because of what I do for a living, how much people invest in fucking others for shit. Holidays, cars, trips, and I love travel, don't get me wrong, but they haven't done an ounce of work on themselves, and they want their life to be different, and they want to surpass their limitations and expectations and reach their full potential. But it always astounds me that how little people are willing to invest in themselves. Some people might think I'm a bit of a car crash anyway. Like, I come up and I share really vulnerably about my life and what's going on, and I've spoke very vulnerably recently about my brain tumor, and I'm really thinking I was doing okay when I'm not okay, and all of that. I share that really openly and vulnerable. Some people might think that's just oversharing. But for me, it helps me massively. And that's, to be honest with you, ultimately, that's my number one care, is that I'm helped first and foremost. I can't go and do what I do and help other people if I don't take care of me. And it's such a cliche, but it's the same for all of us. So you have to find and create your own wellness package for you. Now, over in my Life and Breath community, so I have this membership, used to be called the Real Life Club. Should have just kept the name, to be honest with you. I don't know why I changed it. Because everything I do is about life and breath. That'll be why. Anyway, we are going to do a month. We're going to create a 30-day wellness plan, schedule, but you're going to create it. The people are going to create it for themselves, because you know you best. You are the best solution for you. And this is not my idea. Like, one of my beautiful women that did my Breaking Your Own Limits program, starting again in September, by the way. Are you going to invest in yourself? That really is probably the best work that I've ever done. She has now joined my Life and Breath community from doing the Breaking Your Own Limits program, and she created this 30-day wellness schedule for herself. How cool is that? And then somebody else in the group was like, oh, that sounds like a good idea. And I'm like, okay, let's do it in the group. So it's something you could do for yourself as well, or come and join the group and you can play along with us. But it's devising your own wellness schedule and package, because there is no one size fits all, right? There's no one thing that's going to be for you that's absolutely going to be for everyone else. Like, I get up in the morning and the first thing I do is drink water. Like, I've already drunk a liter of water. I've done that before 8 o'clock, before I sat here. That ain't for everyone, but it works for me. And I've been doing it for a very long time. Moving my body, meditating, reading something inspirational. These are things that I have been doing for years and years and years, probably decades. And it's all part of my little wellness schedule for little old Sam Adams. So what is your wellness schedule? That's what it is. What's your wellness care plan look like? And what we're going to do is we're going to create a 30-day wellness schedule. Now, one of the women has put on there about the little monsters, and when she refers to the little monsters, she's talking about sugar. How many times did she create a win around sugar during her day? And every day she's putting that in her journal. That's part of her 30-day wellness package. So these are the little things that you can put in. It might be that, hey, I'm going to drink a liter of water before I get to 10 o'clock every day for the next 30 days. And you create all your individual things, because you are the best solution for you. You know what works for best for you. And how do you know what works for best for you? Because A, you should know yourself. And if you don't, you need to go and do that work. And B, I forgot the B, it's gone. Menopausal freaking brain. I hate it when this happens. It just drops. It just goes. Anyway, you're the greatest solution for you. You know what works best for you. And if you don't know what works best for you, this is what I'm going to say, then you have to try. So let's try some things for 30 days and see how they get on. Maybe it's I'm going to read 2 pages of an inspirational book every day before I get out of bed. Make that part of your wellness package and see if it helps. See if it supports you. See if it makes you feel better. How are you going to know all that? You're going to track it. How are you going to track it? You're going to get yourself a journal or use the journal you've got and then just track your days. Just write a few notes at the end of the day, how well you did with your wellness plan, how well you engaged with it, and how you felt by doing it. And by the end of those 30 days, you'll have a bloody good idea of what you want to carry forward and what needs to sack off. The reason I have my wellness plan, which rolls on and on and on and on and on and on, is because I've been doing it a long time. I've been testing and trying, and I know what works for me. And not every day it works. That's just life. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yay, she caught alive. Yeah, you did. It's nice to see you here. So that is kind of like a little bit of wisdom for Wednesday. What is your wellness plan? Do you want to be part of a 30-day wellness plan, like creating it and following it? Like I said, I'm doing this within my Life and Breath community. After one of the women who's just finished the Breaking Your Own Limits program, which is on the screen, by the way, you can go and check it out. We start again in September. She said she was going to do this, or she'd been doing it, and we were like, this is such a cool idea, let's all do it. So it's a little bit of something you can do that. You can also share it in my free group. I have a Facebook group called It Starts With You, believe it or not. It's a free one. Go search it. I put a little bit of content in there, not loads. Or there's my page. Again, just put Sam Adams, It Starts With You. There is a page as well as my normal profile. I'm starting to put more stuff on my business page because I really think that I should. And if you want a more structured, more supportive environment for this wellness plan, creating it and following it, then come and join the Life and Breath community. Just go to my website, sam-adams.com/membership to join. There's no tie-in. You can do it for a month. You'll get 2 coaching sessions a month, 1 breathwork session, plus the group and a meetup every quarter, and plus this 30-day wellness thing that we're going to do. But back to breaking your own limits. This is my frustration. I just spilled my water. This is why I feel like I'm feeling frustrated. I'm really tired. So that when we're tired, our ability to manage certain things, to be patient, to be compassionate, to focus, all of the energy, everything changes when we don't sleep well. This is part of my wellness package, to get to bed on time, to go to sleep before a certain time, and to do my best and have my level best effort to sleep for 8 hours. So no social media when I'm in my bedroom, and no social media as soon as I wake up. I'm not great at it. I'm addicted to my phone like everybody else, but we have to try, right? We have to keep pressing on. So yes, this is part of my frustration, I think, is because I'm tired, but also that you might have this in whatever an area of your life where there's so much noise going on around the thing that you want to do, or you want to be, or you want to have, that you don't know which thing to pick or to do and to try. And you could say pick one, which is what I would normally say to do, and do it and see if it works. And if it doesn't, you can course correct. But sometimes that doesn't always work. That's great if you've got 1 or 2 choices. So you've got to find a way to narrow down your choices and then just pick one of the 2. And for me, it's like the work that I do. I love my work. I am good at my work. I have so many messages of people saying, you inspired me. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for being real. Thank you for being raw. But that does not pay the bills, sadly. If it did, I'd be all right. And I run, I'd do this stuff anyway. Like I've done this life coaching stuff, wisdom, inspiration, whatever you want to call it, looking for personal growth my whole life because I've needed it for myself. This is why I do it. I needed it for myself. I'd be a right car crash if I didn't do this stuff. Honestly, I'm not even sure I'd be alive, and I genuinely mean that. Personal development, personal growth, the books, the courses, the people, the stuff that's out there has saved my life. And also learning to listen to myself, connect to myself, is literally saved my life. So nothing else matters, because that is life or death. your own personal inner thoughts, your inner being, your body, your intuition, your gut, all of this stuff, your essence, your soul. None of that. That is all like life and death stuff. And I've invested tens of thousands of pounds over the year. Probably spent 150 grand over the years, I reckon, easily. But it's kept me alive, and I'm so passionate about it that this is my purpose, to deliver it to other people. And I've done this program, Breaking Your Own Limits. It is the best thing I have done. All 8 people that took part, and I only ever take 8 people at a time. All of my programs have done that. Maybe that'll change in the future, but right now it's just 8. Transform their lives. Like it absolutely blew my mind what these people did. And one of them said to me, we all have a catch-up call at the end, an individual one-to-one. And I said, how was it? I know you've had a great experience and it's been so amazing to see how you've changed your life and everything. She said, I would have paid 10 grand had I known it was going to do what it would done. They didn't pay 10 grand to do that course. It was 4 months long. That course has now changed. It's 3 months, but we meet twice a week instead of once a week. And it is not 10 grand. It's £1,500. And I just need 8 people to come and do that in September. 8 people that want to change their lives. And you have some people that will go, I pay 10 grand for that. And other people will say it's too expensive at 1,500. I don't know. And this is what frustrates me. I don't like sales. I don't like marketing. I fucking love coaching and supporting people. I love speaking. I love breath work. That's pretty much me in a nutshell when it comes to work. And I'm so frustrated with, and maybe it's like I say, because I'm tired today. I'm self-promotion or marketing, whatever. And there is 1,001 people out there that will tell you their thing will help you sell your thing. And this is what I'm saying, right? This is like, how do we narrow down our choices? How do we know which one to go for, which one to pick? And this is where I'm sitting. This is where I'm being. And all I can keep doing is keep rocking up here and being really vulnerable and raw and open about how I'm feeling, what's working for me right now and what's not working for me right now. And this is what we all have to figure out for ourselves. The greatest investment that I have ever made in my life and that I continue to make is the one that I make in myself. It's not my car. It's not my house. It's not my dog. It's not my clothes. It's none of that shit. It's in myself. Hands down, no question. And I truly believe I wouldn't be alive without it. And I meet many people who send me such amazing messages and they want to change their life, but they will not spend any money on their own personal development. They will not have a budget for a coach. And yet they go out and they'll buy a car and they'll buy a holiday and then they'll buy another holiday and another trip and whatever, and hope that something will change. And years roll by and life rolls by and days roll by and nothing changes. And then they come back and they're like still in the same place. Help your fucking self. Help yourself. I mean that, and I'm sending that with love. I know I used the F word in there, but help yourself. You can help yourself. You can. But I promise you it doesn't come in the holidays. I am not saying travel is not good for you. I freaking love travel. And I'm about to travel some more, I think, I hope, now that Timmy is okay for now. He's not grown. So hope he doesn't grow. So I'm going to go on another adventure, and I want to coach and speak as I go and do breath work. And that is my plan for life. That's what lights me up. So what lights you up? Do you even know? And without personal development, self-awareness and all of this shit, you probably haven't got a clue. You have to spend time alone. I say all this kind of stuff on repeat, so I'm not going to repeat it anymore today. You know the shiz. You've got a frustrated version of Sam today. And I want to, if I wish I could say to people, come and join Breaking Your Own Limits. It's free. It's the greatest work I do. But when people don't pay, they don't value it. They don't invest their time and their energy. When people paid last time, do you know how many people showed up at those lives every Monday? Most people. One woman knew she'd never, ever be able to make any of the lives, but she still went away and did the work despite not being able to do the lives. And she transformed her life. Like, even after a couple of weeks, she said to me, oh my God, there is so much weight that's been lifted off my shoulders. Well, she did that. Yes, she did the program, but she was early in and she did the whole program without coming to one live session. It's commitment, and money means commitment. And also the value that you're going to get. That's where the money part comes in. So what are you willing to pay to transform your life? Is it 10 grand like this woman told me? Like I said, it ain't 10 grand, it's 1,500 quid and you can pay in installments. If you come to me and say I can pay £100 a month for the next 15 months, I'll probably let you do it because I want you to do the work and I'm going to trust you. There's a saying, isn't there? Give trust until it's taken, or something like that. What's it? Give trust until it's not there. Trust until it's not there. I don't know. But anyway, that's kind of like what I'm like. Good morning, Victoria. So yeah, invest in yourself is what I'm saying. Invest, if it's not with me, with someone else. And I always say this, and you might think I say it flippantly and lightly, but you are your greatest asset. Fucking write that down and print it on the mirror or on your forehead. When you look in the mirror in the morning, read it. You are your greatest asset. How are you going to invest in yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually? That is where you should spend your time, your money, and your energy. Because without you, there is nothing else. Without you, I'm really passionate and frustrated about this stuff, the lack of people that are doing it. Come the fuck on. This is your life. It could end tomorrow. And what have you done? What have you achieved? You're limiting yourself. I know that you are. And I'm limiting myself. And I'm frustrated about that. So every day I'll rock up and I go, come on, keep pushing, keep going. I have a massive sense of urgency about me. Don't you? Even though I have a brain tumor, that actually is probably a big driver of like, come on, Sam, what are you waiting for? Let's go. The tumor could kick off tomorrow and my life will never be the same again. I might not be able to speak. I might not be able to see. I might have seizures. It means I won't be able to drive. It means I can do a shit ton of things. It's a massive driver. Imagine that was for you. Maybe you've got something worse happening for you or a loved one. What are you waiting for? Life is relentless. You have more limits than you give yourself credit for. Don't let your past limitations define you. What is it you want to be doing? And why aren't you doing it? More importantly. So today's live was maybe, I don't know if it's helped you or not. Please send me a message if you're listening on the podcast and say, that was brilliant, or that was shit, or whatever you felt. Give me a comment, send something. Is this resonating with you? Just let me know. Yeah, I'd love to hear your comments. And in the meantime, if you do want to invest in yourself, if you do want to, I thought recently, I'll go and get a job. Fucking hell. It's got to be easier than working for yourself. Working for yourself, like Victoria will know, it's so freaking goddamn hard trying to get people to buy your stuff. When you believe in your stuff and you believe in what you do and you get hundreds of messages, but people still don't buy your stuff. It is so hard working for yourself. But the rewards are huge. Like my rewards are massive, right? Because I get to choose and I love that. And it sounds like I'm whinging and moaning, and I probably am a little bit, but I get to choose my days and I love that. Freedom is a big part of one of my core values. It's like on my hierarchy of my wellness plan: freedom, connection, love. Good morning, Angel Healer. Yeah, but working for yourself is really tough. Some months zero goes in the bank account, and then other months you might get a couple of grand, a few grand, but then you don't know when the next lot's coming. This is what it's like. And some days you just think, and I think since I've had the brain tumor, I definitely have less energy and capacity to push as hard. But do we always need to work hard to work well? I don't think so. Good morning. Anyway, I hope you're loving the bandana. This is what happens, right? When my words get jumbled up like this, I worry that it's the brain tumor. Because one of the things that goes with the brain tumor is your speech. Your words don't always come out well. This is the shit that my brain does. It just jumps straight there then. And I'm just sharing that with you. Fucking hell. I'm sure it's not. I fucking saw my consultant on Monday. Like, what am I on about? Your brain still does this shit. Anyway, I'm going to go. It's been a right old random one today. I hope that you got some value from it. Apologies if you haven't. I'm just doing me. Good morning, Hina. Please take a look at my Breaking Your Own Limits program. Go to sam-adams.com/15 Feel Alive, FeeLalive. It is the greatest program I've ever done. I had a corporate executive who did this program with me, and they said everyone in their company needs to do this program. Like everyone, because if you have no understanding of yourself, if you're lacking in confidence, your relationships are shit, your awareness is poor, and you've got no sense of passion or purpose, you are going to feel stuck and frustrated. When you work on all of those 4 areas, you can transform your life just like the other 8 women who finished last month did. We start in September. You can pay by installments. Please invest in yourself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and physically. And if it's not with me, do it with someone else, because there'll be another coach out there or another person out there who absolutely desperately needs you to go and do their program, needs you to have their magic, and you need it for you, just like I need it for me. And I've always needed it for me, and it's kept me alive and it's kept me going. And this is why I do what I do, because I know this shit works. All right, have yourselves an amazing Wednesday. Do not forget, it starts with you, right? Take responsibility, how you respond to everything, maybe how you respond to these words I've been saying to this morning, but it puts you in control of your life. Sandra says, I love the honest realness, Sam. Do you know what, Sandra? I get so many messages of people telling me that. I love your honesty and your realness and your energy and your rawness. And that's all I can do is be me and come up here and say these things. And yeah, like today, it's been some frustration, but I will keep it real. I will keep it raw. I will keep it honest. I think there is people see, like, obviously we share the highlights. Like I've shared, yeah, I'm going to be on Happy Place podcast, and I have been on Happy Place podcast, and I've had my picture taken with Fern Cotton and Les Brown's one of my friends, and I've done work with Dame Kelly. We all share this stuff, and this is my highlights. It is my highlights. Does it create joy and happiness? You probably think it does. Does it create zero, money in my bank account? Maybe you think it does. Don't be fooled by what you see out there. Don't get me wrong, Fern Cotton is amazing. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity and the opportunities that are going to come off the back of it. But it doesn't equate to what you probably think it does. Don't get me wrong, Les Brown is a great guy. He's a good friend. As is Dame Kelly Holmes, is a great human being as well. And doing the motivational rooms with her was a definite highlight. Just as doing the Happy Place podcast has been a highlight, just as having Les Brown on my podcast and hanging out with him and doing shit with him has been a highlight. But don't be fooled by this stuff. This is why you got this today. This is why you've got the real raw version. This is why you got Monday and Tuesday when I'm talking about my brain tumor. Like, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. Have yourself a great day. I need to go. Have yourself a great day. Do not forget, it's non-refundable. So despite my frustrations, I'm going to make the best of today, and I hope that you will too.